Oh, I was muted. I was loud. Sorry, guys. I think now is better. Cool. Very cool. What is up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome back to another stream once again. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about nostalgia versus the future. Then we're going to go back into some of the arts that we were working on before. Last week, we kind of struggled a little bit on a pose, so we're going to fix that today, and then we're going to do another piece. And so that is the plan today. So why do I want to talk about nostalgia? It's something that I actually had a conversation with a friend over the week about how often nostalgia comes up and the difference between nostalgia for us these days versus a lot of the nostalgia that's been happening around Gen Z, and then what is going to happen with Gen Alpha. I think that's really, really interesting. So let's paint a picture first, right? This picture specifically is my personal experience with nostalgia. I feel like you would have to be a 90s kid to sort of really understand where I'm coming from here. But I think I speak for many of the 90s kids in this sort of experience that I'm gonna say. In the past, when I was young, computers started coming out, right? And it was a technological revolution. It was so incredible and so modern and so futuristic that we sort of felt like the future was going to be bright, optimistic. We had movies like Back to the Future where they talked about floating cars, time travel. There's a lot of sci-fi books that came out during this time. And then also like there's the whole like pursuit of going to the moon and stuff like that. And this was the period of time where we looked towards the future with positivity. And I believe that 90s kids are very sort of, or millennials in this case, have always wanted to look towards the future. But something that's very interesting is that Gen Z specifically is a bit different. They came into sort of the workforce encountering a new technological revolution being AI, and they're very against it for a good reason. It might take away their jobs. It might, do things that are not really that great ethically and morally. And so they have been longing for the past, a past that they never got to experience, the past of the 1980s, the 1990s, retro games, retro clothing, that sort of idea and lifestyle. Honor, welcome. Hello. Twitch did some weird thing with my screen. Not gonna lie, kind of like this though. What did Twitch do? I'd like to know about that. We're talking a little bit about nostalgia in the future versus the future. But yeah. So Gen Z is going back. I don't know what Gen Alpha is doing and what Gen Alpha wants to do. Are they going to look towards the future? Are they going to look even back, like farther back? I don't know. And I think that's really interesting. And so that kind of brought me into the whole idea of why I wanted to talk about nostalgia or the future, looking forward to something and looking at the past. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Is it? Wait, am I being streamed in vertical format right now? Is that why? Am I think it's a new view. That's not right. That's not right. Let me go ahead and change that real quick. Why is that happening? I wonder if that's the case in YouTube. YouTube is not the case, but Twitch is the case. It's on your phone. Are you on your phone right now? Is that why? Because I'm doing dual stream right now. So If you're on your phone, Honor, it's probably because I'm doing dual. Let me check Twitch. Yeah, Twitch is right. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I actually I actually have 2 different streams going on. I have a vertical stream happening that I've done, and I also have a horizontal one as well. And I'm also streaming on YouTube if you guys want to follow me there as well, whichever you prefer. I do believe that YouTube, you could watch potentially ad-free. So if you guys want to watch ad-free, maybe check out my YouTube. That being said, what was I saying? Nostalgia and future. Nostalgia and the future. So why do people have... Let's talk about why people have nostalgia. So people have nostalgia because it actually is sort of like a defense mechanism. Kaylee, welcome. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by today. Hello. No worries, Honor. It's something new that I actually started doing over the past 4 streams or so. And so I'm glad that you got to experience a little bit of the vertical format. I'm still working on it though. I need to be able to switch between text as well as drawing. But yeah, what was I saying? Nostalgia. Why do we have it? Nostalgia typically is sort of like a coping tool. And a lot of people think about nostalgia during times of stress and uncertainty. Because why would you think about the past if the present or the future is not looking so good, right? So that's one of that's the first thing. Nostalgia is sort of a coping mechanism. And the reason why we do it is because when we do it, it makes us feel good. It lowers the stress. You're able to socially connect more, right? It can make you feel happy. And so it's good to have nostalgia 100%. It also lets you remind you of things and lessons that you've learned in the past so that you can sort of use it into the present or into the future. And it sort of gives into the whole idea of who we are as a person. And yeah, those are some things about the past. How about the future though? Well, the future, thinking about the future is also a coping mechanism as well. When you think about the future, you get excited, elevated, that certain things are going to happen, like a vacation or a promotion or, a child being born or marriage or whatever it may be, right? And thinking about all these different sort of situations, daydreaming, all these things are also used to help regulate with stress and with uncertainty. So both of them actually work out really well. Both of them are different ways to cope with certain things, and there's no right or wrong. But one thing that I just found so interesting is that there is a shift. Like there is such an interesting divide where most millennials, I believe, dream about the future, think about the future more so than the past. And a lot of Gen Z think about the past more so than the future, along for the past more than the future. Now, this isn't really the case with not everybody does this. Obviously, there are some millennials who love thinking about the past too. But again, these are all different coping mechanisms, right? And so there is a point in both of these ways of thinking where too much is too much. And this is what I was talking with my friend. I asked how much nostalgia is too much nostalgia and how much thinking about the future is too much of the future, right? Because at a certain point, when you think too much about nostalgia or the future, it becomes like an idealization of an era or a thing that you cannot get. And when it becomes an idealization, then you are chasing something that may not come to reality, and you might push yourself too much and something can happen, maybe good or bad, right? It can happen. There can also be an overvaluation of like the importance of the future and the importance of the past, when right now is what matters the most. Present is what matters the most, to be present. In fact, in meditation, something that something that meditation teaches is to be present and not to have things of the past weighing us down, and not to be so blindsided by the future, not blindsided, but so starry-eyed about the future that you kind of lose your way, I guess. And that's the basic message that I wanted to get across. It's like nostalgia and thinking about the future are both solid coping mechanisms that everybody does, obviously. Too much of it, though, can lead to a sort of unhealthy mindset, a desire that, like, for example, if you really long for the past, you can't move forward to the future, right? Or same thing, but as you move forward to the future, and if you don't look at your past mistakes and stuff like that, then you're gonna keep making the same mistakes. So it's important to have a good balance of the two. And it's important also to recognize why you have these thoughts in the first place. Remember, it is a coping mechanism against uncertainty and stress. And it's good to have, it's good to feel. I mean, I do it all the time. I love thinking about nostalgia. I think about things of the past. I love thinking about the future as well. So, yeah. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but that's kind of what I wanted to talk a little bit about today. We'll open it up if you guys want to say anything. If not, we're going to go ahead into art and fix our piece from last week. And then after that, we'll work on a brand new piece too. Get a little bit of water here. So, in other news, a lot of interesting things happened on Twitter. A lot of really interesting, I wouldn't say drama is the word per se, but there's always something happening, I would say. Always something happening. One of the big things that happened a day ago was that somebody on Twitter from Portugal did a cam recording of the Spider-Man movie, the new Spider-Man movie, and released it on Twitter, and released it every like 30 minutes to an hour, and it kept on releasing it so that people can watch. And so I clicked through it, and I'm like, it truly is the full. It's not like, oh, you gotta watch an ad or you have to download something. No, it truly is like the whole. I mean, it's bad quality, but it truly is the whole video or the movie. And I wonder like how that's gonna affect piracy in the future. You know, if Twitter allows this sort of thing, and then like, do they get into like legal issues? I don't know. And I wonder if this is gonna be the case for the future, where anything new that comes out, I don't know, not Breaking Bad, any like movie, I don't know, Avatar movie 2 or something, gets uploaded on Twitter and then deleted and then re-upload it and then delete. It's like, I don't know what's happening about that. That's crazy. Yeah. All right, that might be the case. Yeah, I wish I knew. Truly, yeah. Truly an odd situation, indeed. How are you doing today, Kaylee? Happy Sunday. Thank you for stopping by today. Honor as well, and everyone else who's lurking and watching. I appreciate it. All right, so this is what we were working on. We're gonna fix this, obviously, but before we fix it, let's go ahead and do a little bit of box art. Very welcome. Hello, how are you doing today? Thank you for stopping by. How are you? Go ahead and do a little bit of chatting while we do some some boxes here. I can watch your stream vertically on mobile Twitch. Awesome. Doing pretty good. Been a chill day so far. Currently working on an art fight. What's an art fight? You know, I recently watched a video, a stream a couple days ago, and they were doing book readings. One of my friends was doing book readings on stream. They were reading, what's the book? Sherlock Holmes. They were reading Sherlock Holmes. And the book was released in like 1960 or 1970 or something. Sorry, 1860 or 1870 or something like that. And so and it was also from Britain. But the vocabulary in that book is like truly something different, I would say. I was very surprised at some of the words that they were using. Very sort of eloquent, if I could say anything about that. Very eloquent. An art streamer pretty much challenged me to draw his OC, and he draws mine. Oh, nice. Sounds like fun. I hope the audio is okay. Let me know if it's a little too loud or not too loud. I definitely don't want to be peaking here if I can. I've been trying my best over the past many streams, honestly, to try to prevent that from happening. Sounds good. Glad to hear. Again, doing these practices, hopefully I was told by an artist, I was told it will just help me imagine sort of 3D shapes a little bit better. Supposedly, at least. He also said to try doing different shapes. But I think we should just keep it to squares. Yeah. And so I was wondering, going back to the book thing, I was wondering if that is something that you guys have seen or is interested in. Watching people read books. Maybe like a chapter a week. I don't know. I think a lot of people these days have been really, more and more people I've noticed have been sort of reading more books. And I wonder why that would be the case. Why is it that all of a sudden people want to read books? Kind of curious about that. At least around me. Maybe it's an age thing. Maybe. No clue. But it's more like fiction and stuff like that, you know? I've always been very surprised at why people do certain things. Um, I feel like it's a trend. Somebody starts the trend higher up and then just follows down for people who want to enjoy the same hobbies as whoever they just watched. And that's how trends start, right? Cool. Okay, very cool. Let's get back into the art right here. So this is the art piece that we were working on last time, and there's a couple things I wanted to fix, and obviously it did not turn out the way that I wanted to do it. So, you know, after not looking at it for a bit, I think that I have an idea of what I might want to fix. The first thing is definitely when you're in a rut, one of the things that you can do all the time is, interestingly, this piece of art was drawn without using oh, I see, that's why. Because I wanted to my past self wanted to draw over it. Okay, cool. Okay, can you guys give me a female character? Any female character? I'd love to sort of draw that character. Violet from Violet Evergarden. Let me get a reference real quick. Violet from Violet Evergarden. Violet Evergarden. Perfecto. Okay. I'll go ahead and copy the picture. We good. She hard to draw? Let's give it a shot. Oh, wait, guys. Let me redo this. No worries. I can do it. Stop. So one thing that I should stop doing is I should focus on not the face first. I forgot. I wasn't supposed to do that. I should focus on the body first. So she has like a Mao Mao. Have I think I've drawn Mao Mao before, haven't I? I feel like I have. I don't know if I did. No, I haven't? Damn, that's crazy. I thought I did. I guess I didn't. I want to find a side view of her. I can't seem to find one. I guess I'll get a regular photo and then try to incorporate what's going on. Yeah, I need to definitely. So yeah, I gotta think big shapes. And the way to do big shapes is definitely to this pose is not really going to be sort of like her style though. But you know, it is what it is, right? For practice. Sometimes you just gotta think big and you gotta let it go with the flow. Oh, this one actually goes through like right before her elbow. Oh, this elbow needs to be fixed actually. Yeah, this is right. Then she has oh, there's actually a button right below it. You know, one thing that I talked about last stream was that I really wanted to go back to how I initially did art in the beginning, where, because there was a period of time actually where I kept on trying to draw like completed arts, right? And I tried to finish one piece and I do it nicely, I guess. Face, a portrait, or whatever it may be. And I didn't really give myself space to sort of experiment and to draw, like to learn and stuff like that. Plus, you know, the whole idea of like burnout and stuff like that just made it difficult, obviously. You know, this actually kind of works because Violet, she has I have a little strand going like here and like here, so I can kind of use her dress to kind of convey that. So it works out in the end, right? So not too bad, not too bad. She has like ribbons coming down too. So she has like very loosely, right? Very loosely. The weight is going to be like so. It's always better to get used to. Again, we're not going to do a complete drawing here. What we are looking for is just practicing the body, the silhouette, the pose. I wonder if like this sort of style of fashion is gonna come back again. That'd be really awesome, I feel. This piece of is actually supposed to come from the side, like so. Who knows? When I was high school, there's one person who dressed like that. Really? Whoever did dressed really nicely. I saw one off-kai photo from a friend who kind of dressed like this a little bit, going to off-kai. It's very, how do you call it? Regal. Very regal. Best dressed in your yearbook? I don't know if we did actually. Is it like whoever dressed the best? It was a vote, not really the popular, and it was crap. Oh, it was crap. I see. Huh. I feel like I have to look at our yearbook again. I don't remember. Ignore my feet, guys. I don't know how to draw feet. That will be another day. That will be another day. Alright, the moment you guys have been waiting for. Let's do the face. And you guys can't really see, like... Violet always has this sort of like concerned look. Like she's lost. I guess the word is lost. Obviously she is lost. But I'm glad you got to choose your picture. I remember, like, I told my friends, let's make a really funny photo on one of the pictures. And so I made, like, the biggest grin ever. It was, like, this crazy grin. Sad to say, my friends actually didn't. They're like, no, we're just joking. And I was the only one with the funny face. I still have it, actually. Yeah, I was baited. Minnie, no way. I'm never gonna show that. I'm never gonna show that. No way. It's really bad. I guess her hair's supposed to be the other way, actually. I'll show you. No need. If you guys show me yours, I'm not showing you mine. You know, I'm just letting you guys know. You guys will show me on your own will. There have been times where they're like, I'm gonna show you mine. Now you show me yours. I'm like, no. That wasn't the agreement. You can show me mine, but I'm not gonna show you. Yeah, no, I know that tactic. All right, cool. Let's do that. If you guys are wondering why it looks so pixelated, honestly, it's because I'm drawing on a very small. I'm drawing very small, and so, whoops. So again, this is to sort of help my whole sort of idea of not to sort of what's the word, focus too much on the details, and to remember that The reason why I'm drawing these is for practice, not for creating um, a piece, an art piece. So Violet Evergarden, she has this sort of like, how to describe it? Like this sort of thing happening. And so and then after that, she has her hair tie in the back that kind of has this, right? So currently that's what I'm doing right now. I am trying to create that. Then she has her hair tie, which we can show a little bit of. And that's where her sort of other hair comes in. And her other hair isn't really that... long. Then she has her this sort of thing, which she's very famous for. So I'll go ahead and do that right here. And so this hair comes from here. And we'll start doing our style that we've been practicing. Grand Blue style, not Grand Blue, fantasy style, I guess. He's pretty, yeah. It's like very regal and whatnot. I think that her ribbon's a little too big. It should be strands. And should be not popping out. I haven't watched it yet. It's on my list. I just finished Jujutsu Kaisen. So now after that, I gotta watch Dan Dan Dan. I'm making progress slowly. Slowly making progress. So she has she also has this like this whip. It kind of goes behind her almost. Yeah, the second season. And we're gonna actually make her a little bit taller and whiter. Yeah. And we're gonna go ahead and make this brighter, and we're gonna delete this. Okay. Of course, she has a lot of strands popping out everywhere, so let's go ahead and add that in. Where can I add some little wisps of hair? And we're gonna just drag this one out just a little bit. And I think we are good. The heck is this? All right, you know, I think that's it. I think that's it. That is our little piece right there. Let's move on to the next, shall we? Wisteria Wand and Sword. I still only finished that. I watched the second season, and I am well, not done yet. I have like 4 more episodes, so I'll finish that. Dandandan's next. Let's do a little bit of a stretch break. Yeah, I can catch up on chat a little bit. But yeah, making progress. I'm making progress. You know, one thing so this one, I bought on Amazon when I first started drawing, right? It's just your Chinese knockoff thing. But back then, my arms, my hands were small, but I've gained weight, so my hands are bigger, and so this actually hurts when I wear it. I need to buy new ones. I keep forgetting to though. It kind of hurts when I wear it for too long. I kind of have to wear it a little bit loose. Like, if I really want it to be comfortable, it would have to look like this. It's not enough. So, yeah, either I wear it tight or I kind of be a little feminine and kind of move it. You know, there's some like some gloves that they actually don't cover right here. They go like they go upwards a bit. It have to be like that, I guess. But then there's ripples. Like, I don't know. Dating sim. Dating sim. What dating sim? Oh, sorry about that. What was I talking about? I wanted to talk about something. Oh, let me just do this real quick. I forgot. Dun, 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 dun. Yo, anything interesting happened for you guys over the past week? You know, I wanted to stream more, honestly. I do. But, you know, I think I will. I just have to force myself to do it. I'll make excuses. No excuses, but like, oops. But I can definitely do Sunday mornings for sure. I feel like that day is like really set in stone. I can do that Sunday mornings. I can't do Wednesday, and I can't do Friday. So that means that leaves Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday. Saturday, I don't want to do because I'm doing a weekend stream already on Sunday. So like, I feel like I should stream on either Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday. But I don't want to stream on Monday because I just streamed on Sunday. So it'd have to be Tuesday or Thursday. But it just so happens over the past 2 weeks, every Tuesday and Thursday, I have something come up, like responsibilities come up that I have to go to or that I have to do. And after doing those responsibilities, sometimes I don't feel motivated enough to stream at night. But that's my fault. I should just do it anyway. But it's I gotta do it. I need to figure out how to do. We got to do. Okay, here we go. Let's do. So I know last time I closed my eyes, right? We closed our eyes and then we did a shape. Actually, before we do that, let me just quickly make this into a folder here. Okay. You know, last time we closed our eyes and we made like some random shape. But I think this time what we're gonna do is do 2 lines. We're gonna do 2 lines, and we're gonna build something off of 2 lines. So, or maybe we'll do a shape. We could do a shape, like a triangle or square or circle. So let's just do something like maybe this. How about we make a triangle pose, right? I think this is fair. Let's do that. Okay, let me just make it. Trapped in a dating sim is funny and not really romantic like I thought it would be. Speaking of dating sim, actually, on our I watched a Korean some guy review a Korean dating show where it was, I think, like 5 divorced women and 5 men who've never dated before, right? And then they put them next to each other. There's this whole like dating show where like, oh, who are you gonna go out with first, or who do you like first, and they spend like a whole day together, and then they can choose. Not a good mix. I think that's the point. It was like people who were middle-aged too. Obviously, if you're divorced, then you're gonna be around middle-aged. Like, I'm saying like 35 to 40, around there. And then the guys were around that area too. And what I found so interesting, watching the introverted men like just really have zero social skills. Like, I wish I could show you guys the video. I don't have the video because I watched it like a month ago. But what happened was some of the guys would be like meeting the girls, and then one of the guys literally said out loud, "She's not my type," to like a group of people. You're supposed to keep that inside. You're not supposed to let that out. And another person was that they on the first date, they were being incredibly frugal. So they didn't want to pay the bill. They wanted her to pay the bill. I mean, they didn't want her to pay the bill, but it didn't seem like they put an effort to pay the bill when the bill came. He didn't say it in front of her, but everyone else heard, because they were like in groups, like they were all there in this square. Okay, if this is a square, they're all sitting in like this square, and then a person from like that back comes in, and she's like, and then everybody look at her, and then one of them would, obviously so obvious, he looks at her and he looks down because he thinks that she's pretty, and then the other guy just says, oh, he's not like her type, like, or she's not his type. And then they're like awkward and everything, and all the guys talked about why they haven't dated before. One of them was the teacher, one of them was like some other, I don't know what they are, I forgot their occupation, but he said that he didn't have a chance because he went to an all-boys school, then he graduated, right? And then he was focused on his studies, and then after that he went to military, which is all boys, and then when he came out of military, he had to take his exams, so he studied to take his exams for like some medical stuff. I don't think he's a doctor, but I think he's something related to like the medical profession. And by the time, he finished and everything is done, he's like 36, 37 or something. So he didn't really have a chance to talk to girls much. And then there's another person who is a bit of a nerd. But TLDR, a lot of the guys were very socially, like you can tell they have not interacted with many people. Not just girls, but like just in general, have not really interacted with many people. As for the girls, it's really hard to sort of like, they don't have anything at fault per se. They're just being normal. So like, because the guys are so abnormal, it made the girls look 100% normal. But I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I can't really tell if like the girls really had like anything like that was crazy, or it was just the guys that were just so, yeah. Anyway, in the end of the whole show, after everything goes on dates, on walks and stuff like that, and the awkwardness and everything, I found that in the end, the man who talked the least, even because he was nervous, got the most. He said he was nervous, that's why he didn't talk. He's not really good at talking to people, so he was the most quietest. And he also did not make a move on many of the girls because he was too worried and insecure and stuff like that. He got the most girls. I think he got like 3 of the girls out of the 5. He got like 3 of them. And so I just found it very interesting how that, did he choose one? I did not find the episode that continued after, because the episodes are, I only saw the first episode and the second last episode, because the rest of the episodes were, I couldn't find it anywhere to watch. I don't know who he chose. Yeah, I don't know who he chose. But then when they interviewed the girls that chose him, they said that is because he was cute. So like, I'm pretty sure nothing really happened after that. But the lesson that I got out of it is that if you have nothing good to say, don't say it. if you don't have anything, like you have something strange to say, or like a remark, or like, oh, you got, or like, oh, your clothes are wrinkled. Oh, you got something in your hair. Oh, the colors don't matter. Like anything that sounds like you're saying something that you think is not the right time to say it, don't say it. Say nothing. It turns out, at least in that case, the less you say, the better you are. So, yeah. Singles Inferno is popular. I haven't watched. Yeah. Say if you have anything to say, think about what you're gonna say. Most likely, don't say it. There's one guy I remember. So one American guy, he's like a comedian or something. I don't remember. I don't know if it was like Steve Harvey or something. It was some guy like that, and he said that you should always speak the third thing on your mind. Never say the first. As a guy, you should never say the first thing. You should say the third thing or the second thing. The first thing might be like, you might say whatever's on your mind, but you might trigger the other person, or it might not sound right. It's better to think about what you're going to say before you say it. And I think that would help tremendously in social interactions, at least. Yeah. Yeah. That was a dating sim thing anyway. I was thinking about dating sim. I was thinking about that. There's also a YouTube video I watched. It's like a Korean news network, and they were talking about how the government has been paying different event organizers to host dating events. And so basically you sign up with the government, and then the government will send you to like a retreat for like a day or two, or you get to meet people, or like a weekend, you get to meet people, you get to do activities together. And then there's just like this event organizer who's sort of like saying, all right, so today, you know, who would you like to go on a date with? Or who would you like first impressions? Or like, okay, we're going to pair up with threes. We're going to do this activity and stuff like that. And these young Koreans are sort of doing those things and meeting new people. And the reason why they said that they did that was because they didn't trust dating apps. They wanted a more natural experience. And that's something I wonder if it's going to happen like here as well in America eventually. I know that event organization for these dating things is already a thing. It's been a thing for a long time because I've heard it on the radio since like I was in high school. But I wonder if that's going to be a bigger thing in the future compared to dating apps. Obviously, I think everybody knows that dating apps is flawed in some way, shape, or form. And it doesn't work for a majority of people. And so I wonder if you know, these events would be a lot more useful for your time. Imagine like if you like, let's say you go on 5 dates, right? You go on 5 dates. You spend, as a guy, if you're a guy, I have to go on 5 dates. I spend each date, I have to pay for their meal. And let's just say each meal is $20 average. So I go on 5 dates. That's $100. And then they're like, oh, I don't want to. Or maybe you go 3 dates and 2 dates with another girl, and they're like, oh, I don't want to. So that's $100 wasted just on dating. Imagine if you just spent maybe $50 to go to an event, and that event organized everything for you. And not just that, but potentially even if they worked really hard, catered the group of people to be in your tastes so that you can talk to people within your hobby or within your interests, like a very broad interest. Maybe it's art, hiking, whatever it may be. And you get to save a lot more money. And if maybe you meet somebody, maybe you don't. So I think that would be a lot more of what people do in the future. I feel like it. I feel like Korea is also like a big precursor to a lot of the American trends that may happen. Like they're always ahead, and maybe America will follow. But then you never say how you really feel. I think there's a time and place for that, Honor. I definitely feel like in the beginning, maybe not so much. When both people are comfortable, I feel like then you can start doing it, maybe. But I don't know about first impressions. Like saying, oh, I don't like this person because how she looks. I don't know if that should happen. Or like, I don't like how you ate. I don't like how you put food in your mouth. Like, you know, or I don't like noodles. I just don't like noodles and rice. I only eat burgers. Stuff like that. It's just a lot of, I don't like this. I like this. I only like this. Like this sort of like kind of really basically tells the other person that you're not open-minded, or that you have you're not open-minded basically. Yeah. Would you sign up for that? I feel like it'd be more fun to do dating events for hobby-based stuff. Honestly, for me, I would. If I got desperate enough, I would. But I know for a fact that the type of person that I'm interested in are people who don't do that stuff. Like, I think the people that I'm interested in are all hiding. at home. Like they are the type of people who are not interested in going out, not interested in dating, not interested in not on dating apps. Yeah, they're all, those are the type of people I vibe with typically are that group of people I've noticed. And so I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think going to a dating event for me specifically would help out. For others, I think it would. I'd be worried about attending the dating events. You need a Weeb Center one. I'm sure there'd be one. Maybe I'd like. Well, the thing, Jerry, is like if you go to like a Weeb centered one, like that's anime focused, you're gonna have to comb through a lot of weebs, I feel. The anime speed dating events is not a gender ratio woman. Yeah, there's I remember at Offkai? No, Fanime. I remember at Fanime I saw a picture. It was like mainly just guys. It was just like guys. You can go to nerdy events. Anime dates would be fun. I'd rather be in person than online. That's true, yeah. So nerdy events is actually really a good suggestion. I saw on YouTube there is this person. She is a retro arcade game owner. I don't know where she lives. I don't know if it's like the east or west. I think it's like Arizona or something. I don't know. But anyway, she owns a retro store. And in order to sort of bring in more people to come to her store, she frequently hosts different events, like an 80s night theme, like dance party, or like a Halloween party, or like whatever it may be. And then she kind of uses it as a way for other people to meet people, I guess. And so I think that would be one of the very niche examples of how to meet like-minded people. Yeah, I would say so, yeah. I agree. I don't know what other nerdy events would sort of be there, you know? Like... regardless, you know, going out is always good. I wouldn't say don't go out. You should, you know, going out is good. Talking to people is always good. There's never really a net negative to doing that. You'll probably learn something, if anything, or maybe make a new friend at the worst, you come home and you never do it again. I don't know what type of nerdy events do you guys want to go to though? Conventions? I don't know, like for dating convention, like to find somebody at a convention. You know, it's been done. Yeah, I would say so. It's been done many times. I know a couple of people who met through conventions and they started dating after. Like recently. I think that conventions is good. Yeah. Like, I think 2 VTubers I watched, that I also met, at Offkai, like 2 or 3 years ago. 2 years ago, I think they started dating one of the other people that were there too. Before it wasn't. And it was really funny. You know, what's really funny is that, okay. This is interesting because let me draw this out. So, okay, so this is where I'm at. So there's a bunch of people here, right? This is basically the observer group. So this is one whole group, right? And I went to Offkai to hang out with some people. This is the observer group. This is what I mean by observer group is just people who are just, I guess, just hanging out just there. I mean, we're always just hanging out there. And then these are the girls, right? It'd be like 4 girls. So these are the girls, and then these are the guys. And then these two were obviously flirting and doing stuff. It's obvious. Like, we even talked about it. It was obvious that what these people were doing. But then when I asked, but then like after the whole event was over and everything is like, a month or 2 later, whatever, and they brought it up on stream. Was it on stream? No, it wasn't on stream. This was off. This was off. This is like just some voice chat. They're talking about how these guys were not flirting. Like, these guys were not flirting with them at all. And they're just being nice, and they do it to everyone. I personally believe, but then it was so clear to this group. It was so clear that they were. So I think that, and I don't know if this is a recurring trend, but I feel as if it is. I feel as if some girls don't know what men flirting is like. So I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to explain to you guys, to everyone, what male flirting is. Male. Okay, I need a better brush. Because I think we got to make it clear. Male flirting. Okay? This is male flirting. Number 1. Okay? He wants solo time with you. Okay? He wants to go out somewhere with you. Just you and that other person. Okay? So that's number 1, that he's flirted / interested. Okay? Interested. Number 2. Okay? He is always around you. Okay, he's always around you, and he always wants to be around you. Okay. Number 3, he buys you stuff. Okay. If he buys you stuff and doesn't ask anything for it, no, that's not that's not a platonic friend, Jury. This is somebody who is flirting / interested. Okay. No, that's not platonic. He buys you stuff. That is flirtation. Okay. You don't just buy something for somebody unless you've been friends with them for a long time. Okay. This excludes friendships over 5 years. If a friendship is over 5 years, then this doesn't apply. Anything under 5 years, I think that this applies. Actually, I would even say 3 years. I would say 3 years. Friendship over 3 years, I would exclude. Okay, so he wants to spend solo time with you. He's always around you. He buys you stuff, right? And the last thing that he does, what do you guys think the last thing is? This is what I observed, at least from like these 2 people. What did they do? What did they do that was obvious? jokes slash touching slash hugging. Anything that has a lot of jokes that they try to do, that tries to make you laugh. Any touching that they do, it could be any touching, a hug, a hand touch, any touching whatsoever. All of these things, a male is flirting slash interested in you. I don't care, no matter what they say. And never believe when they say it's platonic. This is the most important part. You never believe them. Never believe that when they say it's platonic, it is platonic. It is not. Okay? It is not platonic. They're just saying that because they're insecure, because they don't want to admit it. So if a male is interested, these are the things that he will do for you. And now I want you to think about every male person that you have met. If you're a girl, any male person yet who has done all these things, that person was most likely interested in you or was flirting with you. Jokes are fine, but touching is a no-go. Well, I mean, some people are very touchy. Like one of my friends, he really likes poking people. So he will try to poke you to tickle you and stuff like that. Well, to people he likes or to girls he likes. So that I would consider that to be touchy. But yeah. Tickling, touching. Yes. So, turns out the girls had no idea. And the two guys were flirting with them. And now they're, well, I know one of them is dating. I don't know about the other one, but one of them is dating now. So there you go. Can't be friends for too long. It's over. Yeah, there is a time period. I say the time period is 3 to 6 months. I have zero evidence of how this works, because I truly believe that affection and love is all about timing. I think love is all about timing. If you're there at the right place at the right time, right? I think many people have a chance. They just got to be there at the right time and the right place. Imagine this. Let's say you're a person who's focused on your career, right? You've been focused on your career. You've met a bunch of people over the last 5-7 years, but you shut them all down, even if they liked you. Why? Well, because you're focused on your career. But after your career is made, you start looking for somebody. 2 years. In those, like let's say 35, you start looking for somebody, right? Because you're looking, those people that you meet in 35 to 37 have a higher chance of dating you, even though objectively some of the other people who you've met in the past may have been better. So I think love is all about timing, right place, right time type of thing. And that being said, I do believe that there's a window between 3 to 6 months for the honeymoon phase to be over. Why I say 6 months, as 6 months sounds like a really long time. Specifically, what I'm thinking about is the time between summertime and then Christmas. That period of time, because there's some people who meet during summertime. There's like the summertime love bug or whatever. It's like a lot of people are just free, just going out more, meet people, whatever, and they get together during summer, and then it kind of lasts all the way till December, and maybe they realize around that point that maybe they're not interested anymore. Maybe they were interested before because of certain circumstances, but they're not anymore. So I think that you have like a period of time where you can make a move, 6 months to at least. But I could be wrong. I have no evidence. Yeah. This is just personal observation with no evidence whatsoever. Just something that I've noticed at least. Because I know some of my friends who are serial, like they date a lot, right? They date a lot and they rebound a lot. They've had like 6 or 7 exes, and it seems like that is a cycle for them, where they meet somebody, they have a fantastic time, and then about 6 months later they don't want to hang. They break up, or not 6 months they break up, but like it's at that point in time they don't like them anymore. And then they start to slowly break up over time. And the reason why is because, in my opinion, number one, they rebounded, which is not good. And number two, they don't really have a filter as for what is a red flag and what is not a red flag. What they're looking for is just the high of the feeling of being loved, and using that as a social way to cope with whatever they're dealing with. That's how I feel, because I can't really understand why somebody would date and break up and date and break. It feels like, to me at least, it feels like it's a really big emotional commitment that's super draining. I can't imagine like meeting somebody 6 months later, then breaking up with them because they weren't a match, and then doing that again another 6 times. You would think that at a certain time you would know what you like and what you don't like, but it keeps happening. So, you know. So were the guys interested in? What do you mean, Sherry? I've never heard of this. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. But I want to know if you guys feel the same or if you guys have a different opinion, because I have no. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. But it seems like that is the case. Oh yeah. One other thing I wanted to say before going back to the topic of 3 to 6 months. Again, I have no evidence of this, and it has a 0% success rate. 0% success rate. But I feel like theoretically it should work. The idea that if you meet somebody, let's say you meet somebody, but you meet somebody, right? And they are not interested in you. Obviously, they're not interested in at all. Like, they're just not interested at all. They have a wall. You know they have a wall. What I would suggest, honestly, and again, 0% success rate, but theoretically, what should happen if love is all timing, as to what I believe, I think that they should stop messaging this person and just cut them off. Not cut them off, like just stop advancing. Just acquaintance, leave it as acquaintance. Put a wall up yourself. Leave it at acquaintance and come back a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years later and try again. It has never worked. It has never worked, but theoretically, I feel like if love is timing, then maybe it should work. Maybe. I don't know. I think 3 to 6 months is kind of fast for affection. I meant the 3 to 6 months is 3 to 6 months is 3 to 6 months is how long honeymoon phase lasts. I think this. I'll start dating. Well, yeah. Or how long you should. Well, Like you have 3 6. Oh no 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 no. No, I didn't mean that. I meant, sorry if I said that. No, I meant like how long it's how long the affection lasts. Like, because when you get into a relationship, you go through all the honeymoon phase. Oh yeah, let's do this, let's do that. Everything's perfect. Blah 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 blah. And then after 3 to 6 months, that fades away. That feeling fades away, and then you really start to ask the question of like, oh, do I really want to spend? Maybe they don't have like a good relationship with their parents, or maybe, you know, I really dislike how they smoke, or maybe they have this big problem where they don't drive. They drive very aggressively, and you're worried for your life, or maybe, you know, they don't have a job. I don't know, but you know, some whatever it may be. You start to ask those questions and stuff. I saw a tweet one time that expressed frustration that people misunderstood their intention when they're flirty. They claim they're naturally flirty, then when somebody apologizes. I've met people like that. I've met people like that in high school. They've gotten so many like misintentions that they literally tell people when they meet somebody, like they become your friend. Hey, I just want to let you know I'm like naturally flirty. And so and they just leave it like that. They're really touchy. They like hug people a lot. They compliment you a lot. They just do that. They just really like doing that for whatever reason. Maybe it gives them dopamine. Maybe it makes them feel good. Maybe helps them belong. Maybe they're extroverted. I don't know. But yeah, there are people like that. Yeah. And definitely, if you do that to an introverted person, you definitely will give a lot of like missed signals. And in my personal opinion, that it's not the person who's being flirting is the issue. I think it's just unfortunate that the introverted person has very low social skills, and so they don't know, you know, and that's the struggle, because they don't know. But you can't tell a person, an introvert, to be like, oh, that you should just go meet more people. You know, that's like telling an extroverted person, maybe you should flirt less because you're giving missed signals. You know, it's just I think communication is important in those cases, and they don't need to apologize. I don't think that they should apologize. I believe that it's up to the recipient to see that sort of behavior and to understand why they're doing that. You know, so one thing that I've learned a lot over the past few years, meeting people, is that there are, and I've encountered this many times, right? I think it's very common in the VTuber space, where there's a lot of people who sort of love bomb you, not love bomb you, but like they just throw affection, praise, throw everything at you. It's like they just really want to be your friend, right? They do all of that, and then after a couple months, they just stop, and then they move on to the next person, right? It's this cycle. It's once you see it like once or twice, it's really easy to understand that sort of behavior, and when you notice that, then you start to realize, okay, these are the type of people where whatever they're doing in the beginning is it's, you shouldn't take it so seriously, I guess. Yeah, it really opens your eyes, but you have to experience it and get burned by it to really like know, you know. This and yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that before. I think they call it love bombing. It's to show compassion, affection, to show interest, to show excitement. Just genuinely, you feel like they want to be your friend, and you feel like they appreciate you and all that stuff. But it only happens for a short period of time, and then they burn out, and then they move on to the next. What I read was that they're chasing a high, the high of meeting new people, and then go through that, learning new people, learning the person, blah blah blah, learning about them, and once they figure that out and they're done, they move on to the next, and then move on to the next, and then move on to the next. Yeah, I'm like ranting about things. I apologize. But yeah, if you know, you know. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, I can't go any further. If you know, you know. Yeah. If you know, you know. I agree. Timing is very, very important. If you're like stuck on an island with one person and you're the only two left, you know, timing. Timing. Or like, you know, or somehow, some way, you just so happen that you're looking for someone, they're looking for someone, you meet them, you go to a con together, but you had no idea, you hit it off, you hang out again, and all of a sudden you're dating. Timing. You never know. But I definitely feel like you have to be looking, and they also have to be looking. That's one thing a lot of people don't talk about, you know. People think like people think that some people think that let's say if you like somebody, right, and you're friends with them, you like them, you know, you take them out to hang out and stuff like that, and you try all these things, the Ben flirting tactics that I wrote down, right? And then you go for the punch, and they're like, oh, I'm not interested, I'm not dating, right? I'm not interested right now. And then as a guy in this patriarchy, you kind of feel like, damn, she like led me on or something like that. But it maybe just so happens that she was just not interested at this time. Maybe she's focused on her career, maybe she is doing something else, you know. It's just the time. It was the wrong time. Yeah. So I, you know, how do you know when's the right time and the wrong time? I don't know. I think you just gotta be like, I think you just gotta, I don't know. When is the right time, guys? When is the right time? I do not know. Oh wait, why is this on the same layer? Okay, so I'm thinking like so make a triangle here. So I'm thinking like maybe we do something where where like okay, so how about we do this? So I'm thinking like legs come here. Maybe like a hand comes here. But then maybe she looks like you're doing the pose based on the shape. Yes, I am. I just drew a random shape and I'm thinking of a pose. I think that I'm kind of constrained a little bit. So we are going to move the body and the head out a little bit. Okay, so I'm thinking like maybe like this. I know you guys might not be able to see what I'm doing right now. It's because I don't know either. I'm thinking like oh, oops. Touch their knees. Oh. You're talking about something like this, right? Similar to this pose, but Discord. Oh yeah, I remember that picture that you sent on her. Yeah, it's very nice. That pose is a little difficult, not gonna lie. But we can try. Yeah, it is a triangle. Yeah, you're right. Center of gravity is gonna be right here. So this area needs to be moved in a little bit. Yeah. I'm wondering if I can like kind of make it a little more attractive pose, and more of a seductive pose. And I think in order to do that, another one. Okay, I like this other one better. Okay, I have an idea. Thank you, Honor. I have an idea. I see the light. It's a little different from what we came up with. I see the light. Okay, here we go. So this is what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about, got one here. And I want to have her kind of leaning a bit. All good, all good. I am currently trying to make her lean more. That makes sense. Using foreshortening a bit. Alrighty, here we go. Let's do it. Okay, this time we're gonna go a little bit bigger here. Flow. This is difficult, it sure do be, but that's the part of the joy, to be able to make mistakes and be confident in making mistakes, right? That's the goal, at least. You know, one thing that I typically do these days that I honestly shouldn't do is that I sort of make my bodies a little too thick and big, and I think it has to do with my pen size being big. So I've been trying to kind of sort of decrease it so that potentially I can so I wanted to actually do a little bit of foreshortening. So I wanted her to be bent in a way that the top torso was leaning. So if the top torso is leaning, then this has to be kind of back a little bit and smaller. It should be something like that, I feel. And I think that it should also be higher up. But it's gonna look a little weird in practice, I feel. Probably, yeah, I probably can't do it. Everything would have to like, okay, yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that, because everything everything would have to, like, I would have to do this sort of thing and then like kind of, yeah, let's not do that. You cheat towards the stay the same. Yeah, no, I wanted to do a little bit of foreshortening. I can't do that here, so we're just going to kind of just work with what we got. This also kind of goes into like the whole idea of like drawing from poses from like memory. You know, honestly, like these sort of situations, I should have like I should have a reference picture, and that would honestly probably help me a little bit more. You know? But what can you do? Okay. Okay, I see my struggle here. Excuse me. You would see more of the back. That's true. How'd the thing thin? And all right. It doesn't look that. Doesn't look that that correct, but that's okay. Okay. You know, one artist that I kind of look up to, one thing that she does is that she does everything in geometric shapes because she can't really sort of curves kind of mess you up a little bit. And so um by having shapes like this, it helps uh it helps make it better. BTS drama? No, I have not seen what happened with BTS. So it's like arm is like this. If it's like that, then her elbow should be actually like right here. Boycotting Grammys? What does that mean? Can someone explain what that means? Basically, Grammys try to make an Asian category, which means it's racist because they would never win a main character. Oh, wow. That is very interesting. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? I'm curious. Leave it up to America. They said it was for embracing Asian culture, but that's racist. What do you think? I mean, I can't help but feel like there is a bit of discrimination involved with that sort of notion. I can't help but feel like that is the case. And so I don't like it. I think that they should just take that out, the Asian part out. Yeah, I agree. But I can undersee why. I see why they, like, why would they do that? Why would the Grammys do that in the first? I mean, I personally think the Grammys was already rigged from the start. But why would they do that? Right? Yeah. That's what it feels like, at least. Yeah. I mean, I think that music and all that stuff is all just like is all just like a game to them. Who can top the nose charts? Blah 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 blah. Right, yeah. We don't need that. July 29th, a month after the... I can't read it anymore because I think I need to pay to read it. I don't know. Mom said that other artists can't compete with them. I know that like it's rigged to an extent where certain like to get first place in the Grammys is gonna get you, if you're like you're gonna get a lot of extra attention and fame and money from being you're incentivized. And who's voting? You know, is it the people that's voting? And who are the people? And can you manipulate people's votes? I don't know. I just feel like the whole Grammy thing is all rigged. So I never really sort of watched it. But yeah. I'm suspicious. Yeah, I agree. K-pop BTS will boycott the next Grammy Awards. Last month, they introduced a new category. Some black artists accuse Grammys of pigeonholing them into certain categories and keeping them from the general Fields Awards. He is saddened to hear BTS has chosen not to participate. I see. You know, I agree. They should not go. They should never go. Before, I feel like they went because it was a publicity stunt. But, you know, I wouldn't recommend it. Bad on them for doing that. I want to make it more like bubbly a little bit. This is such a Japanese sort of hairstyle. Not gonna lie, you know. Similar to what we did with Violet Evergarden, but a little bit more of like a mom. Went for more of a mom look with the hair. Man, I just want to let you guys know, like, I personally love drawing faces. I haven't been able to do much of them, obviously, but so let's say I'm a big fan of faces. I can't wait till I'm out of this practice of the body, so I can like just focus on drawing cute faces again. Oh, I just yesterday, last week, I was actually looking through a lot of my old arts, right? And something that I realized was that, man, I peaked really hard back in 2023. A lot of my arts are like I feel like it's so good in 2023. And then after I took the hiatus, I never really got back to where, you know, to where I was. And obviously after taking sort of a break here, my art sort of has changed a bit too since, and I feel like the art style that I have now is a lot more, it's a lot more what I wanted it to be many years ago, but at the same time, at the same time, I feel like it's not that great. Yeah. Yeah, practice does make perfect. But one of my goals was definitely to like to sort of, what's the word? Use what Saito Naoki would say, to create a picture where you just can't stop looking at her, right? But to do it in a simplistic way and in my own sort of art style, I guess. And I love having these little fraying hair strands coming out. This makes her look very like lived in and natural looking, I guess. What if we add this? Okay, Ahogi, right? Obviously the body is looking a little off, but yeah, cute. Oh, don't do the glasses, Neru. Don't do the glasses. Oh, Jesus. Don't do the glasses, Neru. Oh, shit. This is wrong. What if I did? What if I changed it? You know how that pose where there's like, there's a pose where like it's like that raw. They try to be like cat-like, because that's sort of like the feeling I get when I look at this. I almost forgot about the block. Is there a block? Where's the block? You mean the triangle? I mean, we can still do the triangle. We still kind of have it. Oh, the word in your previous message. I see. Well, you know, I think we made good progress today, and I think we'll continue this piece of art later. But I will say, guys, I honestly think, even though my anatomy is still shit, I feel like I've evolved in a positive way, drawing the hair and the eyes and the everything. The face, man, I feel like this like I can do that. But obviously I don't know 3D, right? You told me, oh yeah, there's that funny Frieren pose where that Frieren's eyes is supposed to be like, it's supposed to be like looking up, right? And then her chin is like I don't know how they draw, but they shaded her chin like this. Do you guys remember that one? It's like people were drawing like really weirdly. I don't know how the chin works. But yeah, I don't remember what the pose was. I can't do that yet. I think it looks like this. I don't remember what it was, but yeah. Anyway, that I can't do that yet. But I want to really like do poses that not many people can do, because I think that will help me stand out more, I guess. No. We gotta put it on the neck, guys. You gotta put it on the neck. Oh, all right. All right. All right. I have a drawing book that goes over it. I reference, it still doesn't turn out right. I think I feel like sometimes when I do reference drawings, the first one always turns out really weird because I'm like trying to get the shape and everything like that. And then the second time I do it, I try to do it in my style, and basically my style meaning I use my reference as the reference. I use my drawing as a reference, and I draw it in my style, and it typically works a lot better. Because something that it's really difficult is like sometimes like people's bodies naturally are like, I don't know, like big, but then for my art style I kind of make it smaller, right? So I have to convert in my head this big picture to this smaller picture, and it can be a little bit, I would say. Yeah, but no, it's difficult. I agree. But yeah. I agree. All right. That is it for today. You always are girls, so it's always small. But yeah, that's true. I do like drawing girls. I can't draw men. It's big broad shoulders, right? Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it today. No raid, but we'll be back another time. I don't know when I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna stream Sunday for sure, 10, but unless otherwise. But I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming over the week. I really want to try Tuesday or Thursday, so look out for those days. If I do stream. Yeah. That being said, have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching with me. Hope you guys learned something new. And until next time. Well, look, sounds good, Honor. Till next time, I'll see you later. Bye. Bye.